checking the tiles on the roof there, trying to make that jump, and he fails. It's always a tough jump. I don't think I've ever made that in my life. I think Kuno's now going to try a second one. He hasn't given up. They have quite a big gap in terms of rounds, so you can have that freedom to try it. Super Qualities have now used that smoke on Cart again, so that is going to give their push on to B a bit more cover. MSC is going to be the man to hang back. And just keep an eye out for a rotate. 4v3. And the plant has gone down at the back of B. Kuno loosing his nade, and luckily Dwarfy was there to cover him. Finds Little. It's going to be Inzen again with the headshot. There's so many of these. It's another one. Finds Dwarfy. Inzen is loving the MP44, but not enough. Reps is going to find him, and that is going to be 13-4. That's going to finish the round and the game for Super Quality. So again, quite a convincing one, but taking nothing away from No Lifers. Inzen putting up some great defences there. Definitely a man to watch throughout the tournament. Give him an MP44. He seems to know what he's doing. Let's see what else we have. Okay, we have a Dawnville matchup here. Love a bit of Dawnville. A map we all know as being particularly Axis-sided, with John in it quite early. Bebrave versus otpisani. You know what? I'm going to butcher that name. I apologise. Otpisani? I'm sorry if I get it wrong. I'm so sorry. Ignorant Brit. Ignorant Brit. Axis normally having a bit more of a run of the place on this one. And they do have that first round. Bebrave actually just outside spawn house. Although Dancy is going to take him down as he tries to get in. Bebrave losing players quite quickly now. They're just being picked off 1v1. There doesn't seem to be much of a kind of a team cohesion here. Blue is taken down. Pikachu is all the way over the other side of the map. He's now left on his own against a two-man Axis team. Might well get this plant at B. Because both players are hanging by A. Though he brings himself out into the open, which may not have been the best idea. He might have been better off going for that plant. I don't know. It might play out for him. He seems to be going. He tried for the no-scope, but he would have been lucky to get that. And instead he gets picked off on the headset in return, or headshot, sorry, in return. It's going to be a 2-0 here. Let's see how Bebrave just change things up. They seem to be pretty scattered on that last round. They didn't seem to be together too much, apart from that push into spawn house, which was that was shut down, sorry, by Dancy. Axis scope picking up Rue there. Brad somehow getting that kill. Just peeking through the gap in the window. Orphanage has been covered in smoke, but Brad is going to just pass that nade to Buku. He's going to catch that and take himself out of the round. So it's a 2v5 here. Again, Bebrave don't really seem to be linking up. Pikachu is just hanging back. He's going to need to, because they are 2 men down. So a rotate from the Axis team definitely is on the cards.
Allies eliminated.
And there it is.
Axis win.
Bebrave, I think, have to try and play a bit better as a team. They seem to be kind of just spread out a little bit. Some good nades coming over from the Axis team there. benQ getting heavily tagged and then eventually taken down by Blue. They've got that real big main street push done. Got himself in a great position. He is still up as well. He's causing a lot of hassle for bebrave. He is eventually taken down by Achidox. Sorry if I get these names wrong. I'm so sorry. But he did get a kill and buy his team a lot of time. Dancy then getting another kill. Rue then returning the favour and taking him down. So 2v3. So looking much better from bebrave. They're pushing as a team and pushing quite aggressively, but now it's down to 2v2. And this is where they kind of split. Kaki would probably do best trying to find some cover, maybe get up high if he can, just to cover his teammate. Axis scope is in orphanage. Probably has a bit of freedom to push round, maybe even get onto Main Street and try and disrupt this allied push. Chooses not to go for the M1. Does find the allied player, but just misses his head, gives his position away. He's going to have to be careful now. He then drops him. He's now 1v1. Prad versus benQ. The allied scope versus the Axis Kar 98. benQ is pretty much forced to get that plant down because he's running out of time. Does have that MP44 as well as a scope. Could be a really good opportunity for them to get this round and get on the scoreboard. Is hunting for him. I think they might just run into each other around this corner. It's going to be who has the best reactions. It's going to be benQ. He gets that kill for his team. Well played. He waited. And that's going to be 3-1. So the first round in the bag for bebrave. Using that early smoke. Grenades over as well. They both teams choosing to pretty much keep the rest of their grenades. Otpisani only using 2. bebrave only using 1. Now they're starting to use some late nades. Prad finds 1. No players taken down yet for the Axis team, keeping cover well. See, he's been such a menace with that shotgun. I don't really think bebrave have had an answer for him. There's the third. Managing to get all the way around the back of the allied push and be an absolute thorn in their butt. I'm pretty sure bebrave aren't going to be happy with that. Blue again looking to charge forward. Yeah, she managed to do it without his pistol as well. Really calmly kind of pushing forward. Got himself in that archway position, looking to try and take players across. As they move down Main Street, he finds benQ. This is something that bebrave are really going to have to stop. And Rue does eventually with a nade, but the damage has already been done. Blue getting kills there and just buying time for his team. That is going to be invaluable. Brad is just looking on that door coming out of White House into Hobo and Cafe, but he does have 2 doors to keep an eye on. He might well wait for a bit and then try and do a rotate if he feels it's clear. Let's find one player and then gets taken down in return. Rue now pushing through Hobo and Cafe. He is on his own, doesn't have too much backup. I think he is slowly managing to get his players over to B. He does have 1. B could be on the cards here. No smoke here. Otpisani still have one grenade left as well. B is going to have to be their plant now. Both players pretty much banked. And this being available. Both taking damage. And Dancy again. Just seems to have a sat-nav for this map. Just seems to know where players are going to be. Pushes at exactly the right time. Gets the bash and then the kill. And now the defuse. And is more than likely going to take that M1. And have a bit of a long-range option. He isn't. No, he is. Beg your pardon. So that is going to be helpful for him on the next round. Having any kind of long-range gun as well as your shotgun pretty much makes you a huge target for the next round. So he's going to have to be careful. They just need to gel a bit better as a team. Rue catching that early grenade. And the MG... Someone has to cover MG. You have to get a player covering MG. If you're going to push through Graveyard, you have to have just one person looking at MG. Kind of the golden sin if you don't do that, and especially if one of your players gets taken down because of it. You will get punished. And I don't think they've still dealt with it. They haven't dealt with that church issue. benQ then gets taken down. It seems like bebrave are kind of all over the place at the minute. Otpisani seem to have a run of the place. They seem to be dictating where the play goes. And bebrave are just doing their best to react. But if they are going to push through grave, you have to cover that MG, even if it's just for 5-6 seconds while your player gets into position. You have to make sure that church MG is covered. It's such an easy kill. BenQ, benefiting from hanging back. But again, he's on his own. He's choosing not to link up with his remaining teammate. Here's a 2v2, Blue and Prad. They're left to defend these bomb sites. They don't need to commit just yet. One at A, one at B. It's going to be absolutely fine. There's no Dancy here, though. There's no shotgun. And benQ does a lovely peek there, managing to take Prad out. And I think Blue just wanted to enjoy that as long as he could. Another 1v1. benQ and Blue, the plant does go down. benQ with the scope and the car. Going to need to keep his head down and just get this defense nailed.
Axis eliminated.
And he does really well. Blue peaks. I think just kept his head up for a bit too long there. Beg your pardon. Sorry, dropping the mic. Sorry, guys. Apologies. That's going to be 5-2. bebrave needed that. He really did need that one. Probably wouldn't say it was a round they deserved. The not covering that MG is a huge sin. And they were lucky not to lose any more players there. But I think they have recovered from that now. Players are in church. Hachi is in there. Blue finding one. Although, wow, just kills landing for otpisani here. And just like that, in the first 30 seconds, it's a 5v2. He's choosing to pick up the Thompson. And just combine that with the shotgun. benQ hanging back. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing if they exchange weapons there. And benQ having that Thompson could be helpful. But benQ's going to do his best to try and finish up that tag. He doesn't. He runs right out into a position where Prad wanted him. He gets taken down. It is now 1v4. benQ gets a kind of lucky headshot on Blue.
Eliminated.
But he isn't going to get that second.
He's
going to be taken down 6-2 here. Well, they did get into church fairly early. They still weren't able to pretty much keep control of Graveyard. Nades were still landing in church. It's well played by otpisani. If they're going to give up church and then nade it, is pretty much as good as defending it. Blue again got into that archway. benQ finding blue early on. Dancy's actually got himself into graveyard here. He does run into trouble, and he's actually taken down. That is a big loss for otpisani early on. Another kill here by bebrave. They're kind of dominating this round, taking things a bit slower. It's now going to be a 5v4. Pratt is probably wondering what the hell has happened. Sitting here against a 5-man bebrave squad. He was waiting for the prime opportunity there to come out from hiding, but charging someone with a Luger is always a bit of a gamble. 6-3 doesn't sound too bad, actually. Probably doesn't reflect how the first half has gone. I think bebrave haven't really gelled too well, and they're probably going to be happy with the 3. At least for the minute anyway. It does depend where it goes. Probably not going to be too happy with losing a player to the Axis scope early on, but blue deciding not to make that main street push. Axis scope gets dropped, and a nice, good defense there from blue. I was going to say a good push from bebrave, but blue manages to turn that splash attack into a kill. benQ's now going to creep across with the shotgun. Peeks up and finds blue, who was just turning the other way. benQ doing the right thing and just getting out of there, because nades are probably going to land on splash. beqaku not checking his angles. I don't know how benQ didn't get that kill there. That was a full-on body shot by the looks of it. Dancy's going to be grateful to still be in the game. Took a bullet right in his back. He's going to be against Ru and benQ. Can just play for time here. He's coming up to 40 seconds. The plant does go down. He didn't do it enough. Gets a nice headshot onto Ru. benQ's going to have to make a charge over here. Because if Dancy goes for that defuse, he isn't. Oh, he could have maybe had enough time to do it. I think he would have done. I think he probably thought that benQ was a bit closer than he was. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. He does a lovely jump shot over the wall to find him, but could have got that defuse earlier. Didn't want to gamble, though. Probably the right choice.
Explosives
well played by him.
Axis
That was, again, another round that bebrave probably should have won. I think they were picking up some good kills. Sadly, it wasn't to be. otpisani getting that. It's going to be 7-3. His smoke and his grenade over the splash. Ru getting the early kill. It's that headshot with the M1. benQ bravely pushing down Main Street, heading towards Splash and MG, but probably a bit calmer than he should have been. Did get a tag there, but manages to stay alive. Ru finding Prad. 2 players now dropped for Axis. benQ biding his time, waiting for the all clear to get into the Axis spawn house. I wonder if anyone's going to give him cover. I don't think they are. No one's going to check whether it's good for him to go in.
Explosives planted.
Plant does go down at B. Boris is going to try and make his way around a back here, I think. Though he gets a lovely one-tap headshot there. Timed that perfectly. And then he gets a second. Tags beqaku. Backed off into white, but then runs right into an informed Dancy. He then gets a second onto beqaku, and just like that, it's Achidox here on his own. He is gonna have to be brave here, because shotgun bullets going to be landing all around him. He's actually doing really well to give him a bit of a hide and seek game here. He's moving really well. Doesn't get that kill though. I think might have been better off going with the bash. But unfortunately, wasn't to be. He had to move and do something because I think one was defusing, so he didn't have much of a choice. But Probably could have rotated that round, but either way, nice try by bebrave. That was good. They were quite aggressive there. I think they probably could have done a bit better just by backing up their shotgunner. He was in a good position to take the Axis spawn house, but I think with a bit more cover, he might have been a bit more pivotal in that round. Axis scope getting dropped again. Doris getting a double, finding one grenade, and then dropping Achidox as he runs into White House. Dancy just checking church. Can see it's clear. Might now try and make his way. Oh, he finds one player there. benQ just peeked at the wrong time. Was that... Did Dancy just see a player lying down? I think he did. Didn't he just walk into a player by car? I think he just kind of nudged up against a prone allied player there, but either way, it doesn't matter too much because benQ's now left on his own.
Allies eliminated.
And is taken down.
Win.
Doris finding his head. Interesting there. But anyway, the half is at 9-3. Everyone loves a good 9-3. Teams are now going to switch. Otpisani. Again, sorry if I'm getting the name wrong. Now going to get that a chance to attack. And bebrave, hoping that the Axis side is going to be a bit more favourable for them on a map that is probably... In fact, definitely Axis-sided. I don't need to ready up, do I? No, I think I'm automatically readied up. Good. That helps. But yeah, welcome in, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying it. Good to see so many of you. First day of a big LAN event for COD 2. But I hope you're enjoying it, guys. Just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure a few of you guys are happy. Everything's good. The 1 or 2 thumbs up just to make sure you guys are having a good time. Also, who do you think is going to win as well? I need predictions. benQ choosing that smoke pretty early on to go into Orphanage. benQ just keeping an eye on church. benQ merging into that smoke. Could have potentially peeked to graveyard just to get a bit of info, but chooses to stay safe. Can't blame him for that. A lot of pressure here. Kind of spread out here by otpisani. They're doing well to get themselves all over the map. Prad coming through Orphanage and finding benQ as he was looking in a completely different direction. And just like that, Achidox is left on his own. Manages to find Dancy. Doesn't get the second though, but still putting up a good defense. The plant goes down at A. He is going to have his work cut out. 3v1. And so he's just dives in front of him and gets the pistol out to finish it. And that is going to be 10-3. They're only a couple of rounds away from winning this. otpisani. Just watching the stream back, I think benQ did run into a player on the floor there. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but either way, it's not like me to notice things. I'm normally the one that would miss things like that, but I think having the plus of being a streamer, I can have a bit more awareness, which I probably should have in game. But there you go. Coming up to 30 seconds. I was about to say no deaths yet, but Rue gets taken down by Doris, who I think might just be... I think he is. I think he's managed to get himself into... he has. He's got himself into Axis spawn house. Yep, the 9-3 curse. You love to see it. benQ retakes spawn house. This is good from bebrave. They're putting up a good defense. Actually giving otpisani a bit of a run around with this map. They seem to be a bit more confident on Axis and put it back to a 2-2. benQ getting heavily tagged. It's going to be Blue and Prad.
Axis eliminated.
To get this round, gets a lovely headshot onto benQ there. Does the tease with the bomb just to get the Axis player to peek. He did enough. Knew where he was. Perfectly played there. Well done. 11-3. Getting close to that match point. You're going to look for that early scope kill. Always a danger. Because if the Axis scope goes down early, that is going to be a huge blow for bebrave. benQ's got himself into the side of Orphanage. Right, we'll see some action soon. Haven't actually seen much of a big push through Graveyard from otpisani. Allied scope is hung right back, actually. Still at Monument. He is very confident in his team being able to do the job up front. Seems pretty confident that no Axis players have pushed. 3v2 now. So does eventually get dropped. Punished for hanging back too far. Rue then finding Prad. It is going to be Blue left on his own.
Allies eliminated.
He gets taken down by benQ. This is really good from bebrave. They're not extending too far on Axis. They seem to be much more confident as defense. See if it can carry on though. They're only 2 rounds away from losing Dawnville, but they can keep it up. They seem to be good at splitting otpisani. I don't know if anyone was covering MG. That was a bit of a gamble, but maybe they just didn't think bebrave were going to be brave enough to jump on that MG. Both smokes have gone out here. otpisani using all their nades but one. Two early kills there. And quick kills from bebrave. They may be tempted to try and rotate. Although saying that, 2 kills come right back at them and it's 3-3. Nice tag there by Chudge, but it wasn't enough to get the kill. You look for that second tag, but he isn't going to get it. Picks up the M1. You may as well. 2v2. Actually, Rock's now looking. Nearly reacted well there to get that kill on Prad, but unfortunately it wasn't accurate enough. Plant did go down. Blue gets heavily tagged. Prad might just spring into action to back up his teammate here. Both players coming at him from different angles. They just need to keep their heads in. Well played from chat. Oh, I was about to say well played to get that kill onto Blue, but it wasn't enough, sadly. It's going to be match point. otpisani were not letting that round slip from their hands. Early nade there from benQ, looking to try and hopefully get a kill by Banana. But it wasn't going to happen. Both smokes going out again. If otpisani get this, are going to be the winners, although Blue's going to get taken out fairly early. He has been quite quiet as an allied player. Dancy taken down as well. That's a big loss. Currently sitting at 18-10. He's been really enjoying the shotgun this game. benQ getting dropped. 4v3. otpisani might need to slow things down a little bit. Try and regain control of this round if they can. He's just going to hang back. He's just pushed past Monument. Prad getting a kill. Making it 3v3, just evening things up. Much more of a steady push here from otpisani. Seem to be much calmer as allies. Looks finally sows, and just like that, allies were taken down quite quickly. It kind of went from not much to a lot at once. It's going to be 12-5. So bebrave getting another round in the bag. They certainly are enjoying things more as an Axis defending team, which is kind of expected on Dawnville. Sani won't want many more rounds to go against them, if any. He's getting heavily tagged there. That nade isn't where he wanted it to go at all. Definitely not one he's going to want to remember. Blue pushing out of church, just coming through splash. If he isn't spotted, he could get himself in a really, really good position here. Oh, he isn't going to, though. Buku was sitting in the smoke. Takes him out as he edged closer. Kaku evening things up, making it 3v3. Sows does spot a player at the back of B. Quickly dives into Hobo, running through Calf. Tries to get that bullet just through the window. You can tell he wants this round signed off and done. Dancy finding Buku, but So's just peeking for a bit too long there. Dropped by Ashidox. It's 2v2, 2v1. Ashidox getting a second. Prad now left on his own to try and turn this round if he can. He gives away his position. bebrave just need to hang fire for 30 seconds or so and just keep control of this round if I can. Ashidox keeping an eye on the exit from White House. 30 seconds. Prad needs to do something. He's charging through. He's gained a bit of ground, has two players to look at, and Ashidox does really well that round. I think he got MVP. Pretty sure. Picked up a good few kills there. 12-6. Surely not.